Welcome to Teeth Matter, the podcast where we explore growth, purpose, connection, both in and outside of our career in dentistry. I'm your host, Ellie, Halabian, DDS, and it's the new year. So we're going to dive into a transformative approach on how to begin 2025. Because I don't know about you, but resolutions for me often fizzle out. So we're going to explore how self-reflection can actually guide us towards meaningful but also lasting change. Why do we think resolutions fail? I don't think it's because we lack motivation. We clearly have a reason for the resolution. But the resolution, I think, often focuses on external outcomes without really addressing the internal shifts that we need to make in order for it to be a sustainable one. So for me, a resolution actually feels very rigid, like it's a pass or fail. Like if I told myself I'm going to go to the gym and this year I'm going to have a six-pack, well, if I don't end up at the gym one day, then I already feel like that goal is over, game over. So it's very reactive. It makes things feel unattainable. And it often stems from societal pressures because everyone is talking about, oh, what's your resolution? And it's most commonly going to the gym. Or it's because you have that guilt, but it's never really from a genuine sense of self-awareness. But if we think about self-reflection, on the other hand, it actually invites us to look inward. It's not about fixing ourselves, but actually understanding ourselves. So when we reflect, we actually uncover the why behind our actions and our intentions, which actually makes it a lot easier to create a meaningful and lasting change. And so to anchor our journey, I have curated 7 powerful questions, 7 personal questions that are actually designed to help you look inward and discover what truly matters to you so that you can set your intentions for 2025 with clarity. I have a cup of coffee here with me. I invite you to grab your cup of coffee, tea, drink, whatever it is, find a comfortable spot and sit with me and we'll begin this journey together. Hey, Teeth Matter listeners. You know I'm all about small changes that lead to big impact. And when it comes to oral health, that all starts with flossing. That's why I love Cocoa Floss. It's not your average floss. It's textured, it grabs plaque more effectively, and the tropical scents like coconut and mint make flossing feel less like a chore. Whether you're refreshing your own routine or looking for something your patients will actually use, Cocoa Floss is the perfect way to make that meaningful change. Use code TM20 at checkout on cocofloss.com for 20% off your next purchase. The new year is always seen as a fresh start, right? A clean page, a clean slate, but we often rush into setting resolutions without really truly understanding what we want and why we want it. Jay Shetty, a voice of wisdom in my life, often says that clarity comes from reflection, not speed. So before we leap forward into the new year, we have to take a step backwards. The first question is, what did I change my mind about this year? Take a moment to really think about this one. What beliefs, what habits, what routines no longer serve you? For me, this past year, I realized that success isn't about packing my schedule. It's not about being busy or running around. For me, it's about aligning my time with my values. What is it for you? I think when we're honest with what's changed, we can honor our growth and release what's no longer aligned. If you missed out on the holiday shopping and the holiday discounts, I've still got something in store for you. New scrubs. Whether you're treating yourself or someone special, Figs has everything you need to look and feel great while working hard. Head to the link in our show notes and use my referral code for 20% off your next order. Treat yourself or someone you love with Figs this holiday season. The second question, what created energy in my life? This one's so important. Often we're quick to focus on what drains us that we forget to figure out what is it that actually amplifies our cup. Was it a new hobby? Was it a deep conversation? For me, it was balancing my life with travel, experiences, and social connections. Those moments taught me gratitude, which is something that we're going to talk about a little bit more down the road, but it's also a source of inspiration, what kind of life I want to lead. So reflect on what gives you energy and how you can invite more of that into the new year. The third question: what drained energy from my life? We've all been there. It could be a toxic relationship. It could be a habit that makes you feel depleted. For me, it was working in too many offices that I actually started to feel overwhelmed and I had to cut back. So when you identify what drains you in your life, it's not about guilt. It's about giving yourself the permission to prioritize your well-being. The fourth question is, what did I learn about myself this year? Growth isn't just about external achievements. It's also about self-awareness. Maybe you learn you're more resilient than you thought. Or maybe you're like me and you realize that perfection is unattainable and that you're just doing your best and that your best is enough. So lean into these lessons because they're the foundation for everything that comes next. The fifth question: gratitude. Gratitude is a term we've been hearing a lot lately. This past year, 2024, a very buzzword. What am I most grateful for this year? I think gratitude is transformative. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. For me, it was recognizing that I actually have the means to live a happy life. I have succeeded in becoming a dentist, a career that has limitless opportunities and has invited so many amazing people into my life this past year. I'm living on my own in one of the craziest cities in the world, and I've had the luxury of travel. So when you think about all that positivity, it really shifts your focus from what we lack to what we have. So write it down, let that anchor you. The sixth question: what am I holding on to that I need to let go of? This one's a tough one. Letting go can actually feel like a loss, but I have to say it can simultaneously be an act of courage. You might feel fear, guilt, or a narrative that's no longer true. But for me, it was the idea that I had to have everything figured out and fast. So letting go actually creates space for growth because you're inviting discomfort into the situation, but you're also placing value on your needs. What is important to you now? What do you need now? And once I started to respect those needs, those around me also started to respect my boundaries. And that allowed me to shift to living a life that serves me and not others. The seventh question and final question: what's one thing I want to focus on in the new year? This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. So maybe it's nurturing a relationship. Maybe it's diving into a passion project. Maybe it's just being kinder to yourself. For me, it's prioritizing my mental and physical wellness so that I can show up fully in every other aspect of my life. So here's my challenge to you. Take these 7 questions, sit with them, let them guide you, because change doesn't come from chasing every goal all at once. It comes from aligning your actions with your values. As we step into the new year, let's commit to living intentionally. Let's choose growth over comfort and reflection over reaction. Thank you for joining me on the journey today. And until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful, and remember, you've got this. Happy New Year, everyone. Cheers. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow our podcast, write a review, leave a comment. Anything you share with us goes a long way. And if you think a friend will appreciate this podcast, then make sure you share it with them too. Until next time, cheers.